forever people have been asking, well, if there is a God, then give me proof, give me evidence, show me who he is, and I'll believe. And that kind of question actually lets me know that, yeah, you really don't understand who God is and his essence and his nature. And that is, God is invisible. God is invisible. Just like if somebody were to say, well, I want you to show me love, right? Like poof. I want you to show me joy, poof. What is peace? Poof. These are abstract ideas, concepts, and God is of spirit and truth, but he is invisible. And we experience him through and in our lives every day. And like a relationship with an entity or another being, right? God is not just a source, just a power, an energy, a vibe, a frequency. God is way more than that. We can experience him through that vibe or through that frequency, but that's just a byproduct of who he is. That isn't who he is. God is the great I am. And how do we express that? Well, we experience him, and he comes to us in our level, and we begin to experience him through our everyday activities, through the ideas and the conversations that we have in our minds with him, through how people are interacting with us and how God begins to answer our prayers through other people and how he uses that. So God uses everything in this earthly platform, and works through that medium to actually begin to have this walk with us. Now, if we're wanting something out of the ordinary in a supernatural way, that is also available too. But I think that when we try to, aim at those supernatural ways, or that's the only way I want God to speak to me, that's when we get in trouble. That we're demanding something that not is not necessary. It is there. People have experienced him in supernatural ways. I've experienced him in supernatural ways. I know you have too. Um, but in the manner that we receive who he is, what he is, his will, different questions that we have, problems that we have, issues that we have, and we're wanting to do life with him, we bring him into this earthly platform, and he begins to work it out through whatever way that is here among us, through knowledge, through information, through contact, through how he intervenes in very mysterious ways, right? But it's very tangible, and we can see it and we can touch it because it's a byproduct of what he does and how he works with us. It doesn't have to be in a very supernatural way. And when those things happen, then that's awesome. But we don't dictate to God that that's the only way he can operate with us. And so when we recognize that God is invisible, he is truth, he is spirit, but he works in so many ways, in so many lives. And when we receive that and believe that, we begin to build that trust with him, and we begin to see patterns of how God talks with us, how he intervenes in our lives, how he begins to comfort us, how he begins to direct and guide us. This is where we do that interpersonal relationship with God. It's not just something that we just conjure up and do ourselves. It's not something that we demand God, show us and prove to us. It's just a natural way of walking with a God who we begin to establish a living relationship with, just like in any kind of relationship we have with human beings and with significant people in our lives. That's how we do it.